In 1959, an engineer at Volvo invented the three-point safety belt. But you knew that, right? Because everybody knows, say the word Volvo and you think safety. These days, the Swedish car maker may still wear their safety badge very proudly, but they're also adorned with a rather more desirable word association: style. Just look at the list of design awards that Volvo has notched up since the XC40 launched a new design language in 2014. Yes, that won South African Car of the Year, but there's no cabinet big enough for all its worldwide trophies. The S90 picked up the mantle in 2016, while the XC40, which will be launched here later this year, is sweeping the floor with its competitors overseas, walking away with World Car of the Year for 2018. The good news is that we don't have to wait that long for its equally good-looking baby brother. This is the XC40, Volvo's first compact SUV, and at first glance we can see why it's just won the 2018 European Car of the Year. Whilst following that award-winning design language, the XC40 definitely marches to its own drum. It's less svelte and more spunk. It has loads of jagged angles and almost childlike shapes. In a weird way, it kind of reminds me of my kids' building blocks. But then, I guess, as Volvo is entering this new segment, the car has to have a more youthful appeal. The snazzy new body sits atop Volvo's brand new platform, called the Compact Modular Architecture, or CMA. It's been co-developed with Volvo's parent company Geely and will be the basis used for the all-new V40 when that arrives on the scene. The underpinnings are more space efficient and feature a different rear suspension. The first thing you'll notice though when you get behind the wheel of the XC40 for the first time is the lightness. It really doesn't carry the weight that some compact SUVs do. Not to say that it's not sure-footed on the road, still feels planted. It's not a sports car, but you'd be forgiven for thinking that. This T5 that we're driving, petrol engine, is fantastic, really peppy, and works very well with the Geartronic box that Volvo's got. All the models are automatics, there'll be a manual later, but really there is very little to fault in the drive of this car. I love it. All models at launch feature all-wheel drive, and you can get them in the sporty R design trim or the more elegant Momentum spec. The engine lineup in South Africa will include just two models for now, the 185 kilowatt T5 petrol we're driving and a 140 kilowatt D4 diesel. There's also an all-new 1.5 litre Drive E powertrain in the XC40, the first three-cylinder engine in the company's 90-year history. It's badged the T3 and offers 115 kilowatts and 265 newton meters. It's the only model in the range with front-wheel drive, and that will arrive here later this year. You'll have to wait for it if you want to get into an XC40 for under R500,000. Prices at launch range between 600 and 650,000 Rand off the shelf. Now that seems pretty pricey to me, and I thought that may be down to the fact that Volvos are generally very well spec'd. Unfortunately, with the XC40, Volvo has included things like cruise control, navigation and rear park assist as standard, but things like smartphone integration, adaptive cruise and a power tailgate are optional. There's an extensive list of add-on packages ranging from 20 to 70,000 Rand. Our test car in full spec costs over 700,000 Rand. Passengers will want for nothing in the XC40 because Volvo has included some very clever packaging ideas. In the center console, you've got this removable dustbin. What a clever idea, where's that been all my life? There's also some hanging hooks and little pouches which are very handy. Up front, there's a special place for your phone, which can also charge your phone as an optional extra. In the boot, there's a multi-folding storage area, which is very clever and huge boot space for a Volvo. Actually, that's a lie. It's huge by Volvo standards, but actually a little smaller than some of its competitors. Either way, it'll fit most of what you need for the run around the city. They've also broken the mold a little bit for Volvo in terms of the optional extras. You can get an oxide red or lava orange floor mat in your XC40. Not something I'd personally go for, but hey, the option's there if you want it. Not very Volvo, very compact SUV. There are loads of customization options on the XC40, so youthful customers can design the car around them. These include contrasting white or black roof colours, white mirror caps and wheels, and a whole host of interesting trim options, although I particularly love this aluminium finish we have in our test car. XC40 owners will also enjoy the iPad-like design of the center console that we first saw in the XC90, all 9 inches of it. Loads of menus, loads of options, quite easy to use when you're stationary, not so much when you're moving. You know, touchscreens do have their disadvantages. You can't quite press the right button. Not to worry though, Volvo does of course have all your safety covered should you not be focused on the job at hand. The new compact SUV will feature as standard systems like Volvo's City Safety, including pedestrian detection and front collision warning, driver alert control with lane keep assist and emergency brake assist. Additional innovations like blind spot assist, IntelliSafe and cross-traffic alert can be bought as options or bundled into a tidy 20 grand package. What kicked off a long-standing reputation for the Swedish car maker as the safest car out there 60 years ago remains in your Volvo today. But in 2018, it is about so much more. The safety label that seemed permanently accompanied by the words boring and bland has been replaced by an association with stylish design and effortless motoring. The XC40 just adds to that with a dash of spunk and youthfulness, albeit with a rather mature price tag.